The email from my sister arrived at 3 a.m., its cheerful tone masking what I knew was a calculated attack. Just wanted to let everyone know. Aiden proposed. We're having our engagement party at the Grand Garden Room on May 15th. Save the date! I stared at my phone, my hand instinctively moving to my growing belly. May 15th, the same day as my rescheduled baby shower. My name is Amelia, and I'm 7 months pregnant with a baby girl I'll be raising alone. Not exactly the fairy tale my mother wanted for her eldest daughter, but then, again, I stopped trying to live up to her expectations years ago. Did you see this? Charlie's text popped up seconds later. My best friend, always vigilant, always watching my back. Just now. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Call me. I dialed her number, settling deeper into my couch. The Grand Garden Room, I said when she picked up. The exact venue I tried to book 3 months ago. The one that mysteriously had a double booking? Charlie's voice dripped with suspicion. That's not a coincidence, Amelia. Nothing ever is with Natasha. I pulled up the old email chain from the venue. Remember how they suddenly cancelled on me? Said there was an existing reservation they'd overlooked, and refused to show any proof. Charlie added. Your mother was weirdly calm about it, too. A knock at my door made me jump. Speaking of the devil, there stood my mother, Sophia, immaculate as always in her designer suit. I hadn't even heard her car pull up. I'll call you back, I whispered to Charlie. Darling. Mother breezed past me into my apartment. I assume you got Natasha's email. Isn't it wonderful news? I closed the door slowly, counting to 3. The date seems familiar. Oh? She perched on my armchair, examining her manicure. I suppose it might conflict with that little gathering you were planning? My baby shower isn't a little gathering, Mother. She waved her hand dismissively. You can easily reschedule. This is Natasha's engagement we're talking about. The whole family will be there, including Maxwell. The name hit like a punch to the gut. Maxwell, my ex-fiancé who'd left me 6 months ago, right before our wedding. The timing of his departure now seemed suspicious too. I'm not changing my date again, I said firmly. Mother's eyes narrowed. Don't be difficult, Amelia. You're already in an unfortunate situation. Don't make it worse by appearing bitter about your sister's happiness. My phone buzzed. Another email from the venue from months ago. I opened it absently, half listening to Mother's lecture about family obligations, but something caught my eye. A name, partially visible in the email chain. Athena Murray. Wedding. Same date. Are you even listening? Mother snapped. Actually, I smiled, feeling a strange calm settle over me. I think I'll keep my plans for the 15th. You and Natasha enjoy the engagement party. You can't be serious. She stood up, smoothing her skirt. Your sister would be devastated. I thought about all the times Natasha had scheduled things to conflict with my events. The accidental booking of my dream wedding venue last year. The sudden family vacation she planned during my graduation. The pattern was clear now. I'm sure she'll survive, I said, walking to the door. Just like I always have. Mother paused in the doorway. You're making a mistake, Amelia. Sometimes I wonder if you enjoy being the family disappointment. After she left, I returned to the email, my hands shaking slightly as I typed out a new message. Dear Athena Murray, I believe we need to talk about the Grand Garden Room and what really happened with our bookings. I hit send before I could second-guess myself. For years, I'd played the good daughter, accepting every slight, every coincidence that always seemed to favor Natasha. But something had shifted. Maybe it was the baby growing inside me, or maybe I'd finally reached my limit. My phone lit up with a text from Natasha. "So sorry about the date clash, but you'll come to my party instead, right? It would mean everything to have my big sister there." I looked at her message, then back at the email I'd just sent to Athena. For the first time in years, I felt truly awake. "Game on, little sister," I whispered. "Game on." Athena's response came faster than I expected. The next morning, my anonymous email account pinged with a message that made my coffee go cold. I knew something was off about that venue. They offered us a huge discount to change our date, but we refused. Then suddenly everything was resolved. "Would love to compare notes. Can we meet?" I forwarded the email to Charlie, who called immediately. "Holy shit," she said. "They tried to buy them off. And when that didn't work, they just made my booking disappear instead." I rubbed my temple. "Easier target, I guess." "We're meeting her, right?" "I don't know, Charlie. Maybe I should just let it go." "Like hell you will." Keys jingled on her end. "I'm coming over. We're doing this properly." An hour later, Charlie sat cross-legged on my living room floor, spreading printouts of emails and contracts across the carpet. "Look at these timestamps," she pointed. "The venue told you they were booked solid on May 15th, but they signed Natasha's contract 3 weeks later." My phone buzzed. Natasha calling. I declined it, but she texted immediately. "Need your opinion on flower arrangements. Also, Mom says you're being difficult about the date." "Ignore her," Charlie said, not looking up. "We need to meet Athena first." We arranged to meet Athena at a quiet cafe across town. She arrived with her fiancé Paul, both of them looking exactly like their social media photos. Young, professional, clearly in love. "I'm Amelia," I said, extending my hand. "This is Charlie." "The mysterious emailer?" Athena smiled, then gestured to her stomach. "When are you due?" "July." I sat down carefully. "Look, I appreciate you meeting me, but—" "Show them," Charlie interrupted, pulling out the folder of documents. Paul leaned forward, examining the papers. His jaw tightened. "They told us there was a mistake with our contract. Offered us $10,000 to move dates." "Which we refused," Athena added. "It's my grandmother's birthday. The whole family planned around it." "Then, magically, everything was fine," Paul continued, "but they never explained what happened." I pulled up Natasha's engagement party invitation on my phone. "This is my sister's event, booked for the same day." Athena's eyes widened. "Wait, your sister? The venue manager mentioned something about a priority client when they were pressuring us." "My mother's on their board of directors," I said quietly. "Jesus," Paul muttered. "They tried to bump us for your sister?" "Successfully bumped me instead." I showed them my cancellation email. Claimed there was a double booking they'd overlooked. "But your booking was before ours," Athena said, checking dates. "We signed in January." "And they cancelled me in March, right before booking my sister." The pieces were falling into place. "They needed our slots clear." Paul's face darkened. "This is fraud. We could sue them." "We could," Athena agreed, then looked at me carefully. "But something tells me you have a different idea." I hesitated, but Charlie jumped in. "The venue doesn't know we're talking. They think everyone's happy with their solution." "And your sister's engagement party is when?" Paul asked. "Same day as your wedding. Same time too, I'm guessing. Athena's eyes lit up with understanding. So, if we showed up, contract in hand, it would be their worst nightmare, Charlie finished. 2 angry parties, both with valid contracts. In front of all their high society guests, I added softly. Paul whistled low. That's diabolical. It's justice, Athena corrected. She pulled out her phone. I still have the venue manager's number. One call about confirming our time slot should send them into panic mode. My phone buzzed again. Mother, this time. I silenced it. Are you sure about this? Paul asked me. They're your family. I thought about all the times I'd swallowed my pride, accepted their excuses, played the role of understanding sister. Family doesn't do what they did. Then we're in, Athena declared. But we do this right. No warnings, no hints. Just us showing up with our contract and full wedding party. While I host my actual baby shower somewhere else. I smiled. Perfect alibi. As we worked out the details, another text from Natasha arrived. Found the perfect centerpieces. The ones you wanted for your wedding last year, remember? Hope you don't mind. I showed it to Charlie, who snorted. Your sister really doesn't know when to stop, does she? No, I said, watching Athena and Paul mark up their contract copies. But she's about to learn. You should consider cancelling, Mother had said 3 months ago, perched on my couch with that same concerned expression she always wore when delivering bad news. The memory hit me as I sorted through old emails, each one revealing another layer of deception. Amelia? Charlie waved her hand in front of my face. Where'd you go? Just remembering something. I shifted uncomfortably in my chair. The day after the venue cancelled on me, Mother came over. She suggested I take it as a sign. A sign of what? That maybe a baby shower wasn't appropriate, given the circumstances. I rubbed my belly absently. She said people were already talking. Charlie's face darkened. Of course they were. Your perfect sister made sure of that. My phone lit up with a text from Aiden, Natasha's fiancé. Hey, Natasha's freaking out thinking you're mad about the party. Can we grab coffee? Delete it, Charlie advised, but I was already typing a response. 20 minutes later, I sat across from Aiden at our local coffee shop. He looked uncomfortable, fidgeting with his cup. Natasha's really upset, he started. Is she? I stirred my decaf slowly. Or is she worried I'll make a scene? He blinked. What do you mean? Nothing. I smiled. Tell her not to worry. I won't be at the engagement party. But I had my baby shower planned first, Aiden. Surely she mentioned that. His confusion was genuine. She said you were just thinking about having one, that nothing was booked yet. Interesting. I pulled out my phone, showing him the original venue contract. Because I had everything arranged, until they suddenly cancelled on me. Aiden leaned forward, frowning. When was this? March, right before Natasha booked it. That's impossible, he said. She told me she booked it in January. I felt a cold satisfaction. Did she? Ask her to show you the contract sometime. Back at my apartment, Charlie was still digging. Found something, she announced as I walked in. Remember that charity gala last year? The one scheduled the same weekend as your wedding. The one Natasha chaired? How could I forget? It had split our guest list in half. Look at this. She turned her laptop around, showing an old society page. The original date was 2 weeks earlier. It got moved. After I sent out my invitations, I realized, just like Maxwell cancelled right after I ordered my dress. Speaking of Maxwell, Charlie hesitated. There's something else. She pulled up an Instagram post from last December, a group photo at a holiday party. In the background, barely visible but unmistakable, were Maxwell and Natasha, standing far too close. When was this? My voice sounded distant. 2 weeks before he left you, the pieces clicked into place with sickening clarity. The late-night calls he'd claimed were work, the sudden interest Natasha had taken in our wedding planning, the way Mother had seemed almost relieved when he called everything off. My phone buzzed. Natasha again. Just booked the caterer you wanted for your wedding. Hope that's okay. Miss you. She's not even trying to hide it anymore, Charlie said quietly. No, I agreed. She wants me to know. I walked to my bedroom, pulling out an old shoebox. Inside were photos, cards, memories of the wedding that never happened. At the bottom lay the guest list, the original one, before the mysterious conflicts arose. What are you thinking? Charlie asked from the doorway. I'm thinking it's time to make some calls. I picked up my phone. Remember Jessica from the catering company? The one who told me about those weird last-minute cancellations? The one who got fired right after your wedding was called off? That's the one. I found her number. I bet she'd love to know what really happened. Amelia. Charlie's voice held a warning note. I'm not doing anything wrong, I said, dialing. Just gathering information, connecting dots. And then? I thought about Athena and Paul, about Maxwell and Natasha, about all the carefully orchestrated coincidences that had shaped the past year. Then we let everyone else connect them too. I smiled as Jessica answered. Hi, it's Amelia. Remember that conversation we never had about my cancelled wedding? I think it's time we finally had it. The truth was like a puzzle, and I finally had all the edges. Now it was just a matter of filling in the center, preferably in front of everyone my sister and mother had ever tried to impress. One more thing, Charlie said, checking her phone. Athena just texted. The venue called to confirm their booking for the 15th. Perfect. I looked at the society page photo again, at Natasha's triumphant smile. Let them think everything's going according to plan. You're being so mature about this whole thing, Natasha gushed, dragging me through racks of designer dresses. I was worried you'd be upset. Why would I be upset? I adjusted my dress, trying to hide my growing bump. It's your special day. 2 weeks until the engagement party, and I'd agreed to help her shop. Keep your enemies closer, right? Mother says you're having your shower at that little art gallery. She wrinkled her nose. Charlie's girlfriend offered the space. It's perfect, actually. How quaint. Natasha pulled out a champagne-colored dress. Oh, this would look amazing on me. It's the same shade as your old wedding dress, remember? I counted to 3 silently. You should definitely try it on. My phone buzzed. A text from Athena. Venue called again. Getting nervous. Still good for the 15th? I typed back quickly. All set. Don't let them spook you. Who's that? Natasha peered over my shoulder. Baby shower stuff. I pocketed my phone. Hey, did you send the final guest count to the venue? Ages ago. She twirled in front of a mirror. Mother handled everything. She's so good at these things. She certainly is. I thought about Jessica's revelations about my cancelled wedding, about the substantial deposit that had mysteriously vanished. About Maxwell's sudden promotion at Mother's friend's company right after he left me. Speaking of Mother, Natasha continued, she wants you to make a speech at the party. I nearly choked. A speech? Just something short, about how happy you are for us. She paused. You are happy for us, right? Ecstatic. I smiled. I'll definitely say exactly what needs to be said. Later that evening, I met Charlie at the art gallery. The space was gorgeous, all high ceilings and natural light. Whitney's setting up fairy lights tomorrow, Charlie said, watching me waddle around the room. You sure about this? Having your shower the same morning as my sister's catastrophe? Absolutely. I checked my phone. Another message from Athena. Paul talked to our guests. Everyone's ready to play their part. Your mother called Whitney today, Charlie mentioned casually, trying to book the space for a last-minute charity thing. I laughed. Of course she did. What did Whitney say? That she's honored but sadly booked for a baby shower. My phone rang. Aiden's number. I let it go to voicemail. He's been calling a lot, Charlie observed. He's starting to piece things together. I sat down, rubbing my back. Found out about Maxwell and Natasha, I think. From who? Jessica may have run into him at their office. I smiled innocently. Pure coincidence, of course. Charlie snorted. Nothing's coincidence with you anymore. My phone buzzed again. Mother this time. Darling, about your little gallery event. Are you sure you won't reconsider? The grand garden room is so much more appropriate. I showed Charlie the text. They're getting desperate. Good. Charlie started laying out table arrangements. By the way, I hired a photographer for your shower, professional one. We don't need... Trust me. She grinned. We want someone with a good camera ready that morning. For memories. My phone lit up with another text from Natasha. Found the perfect centerpieces. The exact ones you wanted for your wedding. Isn't that amazing? She really can't help herself, can she? Charlie peered at my screen. Nope. I typed back. That's so thoughtful. The grand garden room is perfect for them. I'm so glad you got to use my favorite venue. Laying it on thick, aren't you? Just giving her enough rope. I walked to the gallery windows, looking out at the city lights. 2 weeks from now, everything changes. Having second thoughts. I thought about Maxwell and Natasha in that Christmas photo, about Mother's manipulations, about years of calculated sabotage. No, I said firmly, just imagining their faces when Athena walks in. Speaking of which, Charlie held up her phone. Whitney's sister works at the bridal shop Athena used. Guess who just tried to get information about their wedding party's order? Mother? Bingo. But they've been warned. Everyone has. My phone chimed one last time. Aiden again. Need to talk. It's about Maxwell. I showed Charlie the message. Should I respond? Not yet. She smiled wickedly. Let him stew. The truth hits harder when it's public. I looked around the gallery, imagining my real friends gathered here, celebrating my baby. Meanwhile, across town. 2 weeks, I whispered. Just 2 more weeks. The morning of May 15th dawned bright and clear. I sat in Whitney's gallery, surrounded by soft lights and genuine friends, while my phone buzzed with updates from across town. Your sister just arrived at the venue, Charlie reported, arranging flowers. Mother's having a meltdown about the champagne temperature. How do you know? She grinned. The catering staff's on our side. Jessica made sure of that. My phone lit up. Athena. In position. Wedding party's ready. You sure about this? Absolutely, I typed back. How's Paul? Furious. Perfect mood for what's coming. The gallery door opened, and my real guests started arriving. No society photographers, no fake smiles, just people who actually cared about me and this baby. Amelia! My old college roommate Rachel hugged me. The venue's gorgeous, so much better than that stuffy garden room. Another text from Athena. Your mother just tried to bribe our coordinator to handle any disruptions. Too late. I showed Charlie, who whistled. Your mom's spidey senses must be tingling. She always could smell trouble coming. I checked the time. Speaking of which, your sister's about to give her welcome speech, Charlie confirmed, checking her phone. Right on schedule. I stood up, addressing my gathered friends. I need to thank you all for being here, for supporting me through everything this year. We wouldn't be anywhere else, Rachel called out. My phone buzzed again. Aiden. Please tell me you're coming. I need to talk to you about Maxwell. Too late, I whispered, declining the call. Charlie's phone pinged. She read the message and broke into a wide grin. Athena's wedding party just pulled up to the venue. Showtime. I sat down, accepting a glass of sparkling cider from Whitney. How many guests did they bring? Full wedding party, plus about 50 guests who were in the area. Charlie's eyes sparkled. All dressed for a wedding. Another text from Athena. Security tried to stop us. Paul showed them our contract. Heading in now. I turned to my friends. Anyone want to see some photos from the other event? I have a feeling they'll be coming in soon. Right on cue, Charlie's phone started lighting up with messages. She read them aloud. Bride in wedding dress just stormed in during sister's speech. Security doesn't know what to do. Both parties have valid contracts. Mother of the bride, your mom, trying to throw money at the problem, not working. My phone exploded with texts. Natasha. Why is there a wedding party here? Mother. What did you do? Aiden. Did you know about this? I silenced my phone and addressed my guests. Sorry for the interruption. Who's ready for cake? Wait, Rachel called out. What's happening at the other venue? Charlie's phone pinged again. She burst out laughing. Your sister just tried to claim she had exclusive rights to the venue. Athena pulled out their original contract, the one from January. Before or after Natasha's booking? Someone asked. Way before. I smiled. Funny how that worked out. Another update from Athena. Your mother's threatening to call the police. Paul's lawyer just arrived. This is better than we planned. Toast! Whitney raised her glass. To Karma! Everyone laughed, raising their glasses. I felt my baby kick, as if she, too, was celebrating. Charlie's phone buzzed continuously. Oh my God, she gasped. Maxwell just showed up. The room went quiet. I took a deep breath. Right on time. You knew he would come. Jessica might have mentioned the engagement party to his secretary. I sipped my cider. Who might have mentioned it to his new girlfriend? The one he left Natasha for last month. Charlie's eyes widened. You didn't... I didn't do anything. I smiled serenely. Just let nature take its course. Another text from Athena. Your ex just announced something about your sister. Holy shit! I stood up, addressing my friends again. I think it's time for presents. But first I should mention there might be some interesting family drama hitting social media in the next hour. What kind of drama? Rachel leaned forward. The kind where truth comes out. I patted my belly. The kind where karma finally catches up. My phone lit up one last time. Aiden. I'm so sorry. I just found out about Maxwell and Natasha, about what they did to you. It's over between us. I showed Charlie the message. She squeezed my hand. Worth missing the show? I looked around at my real friends, at the genuine celebration surrounding me. No show could be better than this. In the distance, I could almost hear chaos unfolding at the grand garden room. But here, in this peaceful gallery, surrounded by truth and love, I was exactly where I needed to be. The videos started hitting social media before my baby shower even ended. Charlie's phone became command central as we watched the chaos unfold through shaky smartphone footage. Play that one again, Rachel urged, pointing to a clip titled Rich People Drama, Double-Booked Venue Disaster. The video showed Athena, resplendent in her wedding dress, confronting the venue manager. We have a contract, her voice rang clear, from January. Ladies, please, the manager stammered. There must be some mistake. The only mistake, Paul's voice boomed, was thinking you could get away with this. Another clip started. Natasha, face flushed, screaming at security. Get them out! This is my engagement party! Your sister's not handling this well, Whitney observed dryly. My phone buzzed. Mother calling for the 20th time. I declined it again. Oh my God! Charlie gasped, staring at her screen. Maxwell just dropped the bomb! The new video was crystal clear. Someone had perfect positioning. Maxwell stood in the center of the chaos, his new girlfriend clutching his arm. You want to talk about contracts? He shouted at Natasha. How about we talk about what really happened last year? About us? About Amelia's wedding? The room went silent. Even through the phone video, you could hear a champagne glass shatter. Maxwell, don't! Natasha pleaded. She was my fiancée, he gestured wildly. Your sister! And you didn't care, neither did your mother. You both knew what we were doing and you helped cover it up. Aiden's voice cut through. What is he talking about, Natasha? Nothing. He's lying. We were sleeping together for months before Amelia's wedding, Maxwell continued, his girlfriend now backing away from him. Your mother knew. She helped us hide it. Said it was better for everyone if Amelia never found out. The video cut off there, but another one started immediately. This time it was Aiden, face contorted with rage. You destroyed your sister's wedding so you could have her fiancé! He yelled. And then you dumped him too? I can explain. Natasha reached for him. Explain what? How you're doing the same thing to me? Is that why you wanted her venue so badly? To rub it in her face? My phone lit up with a text from Athena. Your mother just tried to have us arrested. The police laughed when Paul showed them our contract. This is amazing. Another video. Mother attempting to physically block Athena's wedding party from entering the main hall. This is a private event. So is our wedding, Paul replied calmly, which we booked first. I'm on the board. I'll have all of you. Recorded, Paul cut in, for the lawsuit. I turned to my shower guests, who were all glued to their phones. I should probably head over there. Absolutely not, Charlie said firmly. Let them stew in their own mess. Another clip, Aiden throwing his champagne in Maxwell's face. You're both disgusting, he spat, looking between him and Natasha. You deserve each other. The venue's offering us a full refund, Athena texted, plus damages. Your mother's being removed from the board. Natasha just ran out crying, came another update. Your mother's having what looks like a breakdown. Should we stop? No, I typed back. Let it play out. Rachel looked up from her phone. Amelia, this is brutal, but brilliant. I didn't do anything, I reminded everyone. Just let two legitimate contracts collide. Right, Charlie snorted, and accidentally made sure everyone who needed to be there was there. My phone buzzed with a new message from Maxwell. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better. Delete it, Charlie advised. I did, just as another video started circulating. This one showed Mother, mascara running, being escorted out by security while she screamed about her reputation. Your mother's friends are jumping ship fast, Whitney noted, scrolling through comments. Everyone's Team Athena, and Team You, Rachel added. People are putting it together, about your cancelled wedding, the venue theft, everything. A final text from Athena. We're pressing charges against the venue. Want in? No need, I replied. You've done more than enough. I stood up, addressing my friends one last time. Thank you all for being here, for the real celebration, for supporting me when they wouldn't. Always, Charlie said, hugging me. My phone lit up with one last message from Natasha. How could you do this to me? I showed it to Charlie, who laughed. The eternal victim. Should I respond? I asked. No need, she said. I think everyone finally sees her for who she really is. Outside, the sun was setting on what should have been Natasha's perfect day. Instead, it had become something else entirely, a day of truth, of justice, of karma finally catching up. Ready to go home? Charlie asked. I nodded, rubbing my belly. More than ready. I think we've all had enough drama for one day. Until the lawsuit hits the papers tomorrow, she grinned. That, I smiled, is Athena's show now. The morning after the venue disaster, my doorbell rang at 7 a.m. Mother stood there, looking like she'd aged 10 years overnight. You planned this, she said, pushing past me into the apartment. Actually, you did. I closed the door calmly. Every scheme, every manipulation. This was just karma. Karma? She laughed bitterly. Your sister's engagement is ruined. Aiden left her. The venue is being sued. Our reputation is exactly what you deserve. I sat down, one hand on my belly. How long did you know about Maxwell and Natasha? She flinched. That's not... How long, Mother? Since the Christmas party. She sank into a chair. I saw them together. Maxwell said he'd made a mistake proposing to you, that Natasha was who he really wanted, and instead of telling me, you helped them hide it? I was protecting you. No. I leaned forward. You were protecting your perfect daughter, just like always. My phone buzzed, Athena sending a news link. The venue scandal had made the morning papers. The board is furious, Mother continued. Do you know how hard I worked for that position? About as hard as you worked to ruin my wedding, or steal my venue. She went pale. You can't prove... Jessica kept receipts. I smiled. Every email, every changed booking, every coincidence that benefited Natasha. She's giving them to Paul's lawyer today. That vindictive little... Careful, I warned. She's also talking to the press. Mother's phone chimed. She checked it and gasped. Natasha's been fired. Hard to keep a PR job when you're trending for all the wrong reasons. Another text came through, from Aiden to both of us. Thought you should know. Maxwell's girlfriend dumped him, very publicly, at his office. Everyone's lives are falling apart, Mother whispered. Are you happy now? I didn't do this, I reminded her. You and Natasha did. Every scheme, every lie, every time you chose her over me, it all led here. The doorbell rang again. This time it was Natasha, mascara-stained and clutching her phone. Fix this, she demanded. Call off the lawsuit. Tell Aiden it was all a misunderstanding. Like you told Maxwell to tell me? I asked quietly. That was different. I loved him. Until someone better came along, Mother muttered. Natasha whirled on her. You helped. You said it was for the best. Ladies, I interrupted, as fascinating as this is, I have a doctor's appointment. This isn't over, Natasha hissed. Actually, it is. I opened my door. The truth's out. No more schemes, no more lies, no more perfect family facade. We are your family, Mother protested. No! I touched my belly again. This is my family now, along with the friends who actually care about me. My phone lit up with another news alert. Venue board member resigns amid booking scandal. They didn't even wait for your resignation letter, I noted. Mother's face crumpled. Everything we built was built on lies. I checked the time. Now, if you'll excuse me, my real family is waiting. Amelia, Natasha tried one last time. Please, I'm your sister. You stopped being my sister the moment you chose Maxwell. Maybe before that. I held the door wider. Goodbye. After they left, I texted Charlie. It's done. She replied instantly. How do you feel? I thought about Maxwell's betrayal, about years of Natasha's schemes, about Mother's constant manipulation. Free, I typed back. I feel free. A new message from Athena popped up. Paul's lawyer says we have an airtight case. Want in? There's still time. No thanks, I replied. You've done more than enough. My phone buzzed again. Aiden. For what it's worth, I had no idea about any of it. I'm sorry. This time I responded. I know. Good luck. Looking around my quiet apartment, I felt my daughter kick. No more perfect family photos, no more society events, no more playing along with their games. A final text from Mother. You've destroyed everything. No, I wrote back. I just stopped letting you destroy me. Then I blocked their numbers, deleted their social media, and stepped into the sunshine. Across town, their carefully constructed world was crumbling. But here, in my own space, surrounded by truth and real love, something better was being built. My phone rang one last time. Charlie. Ready for that doctor's appointment? More than ready. I smiled, locking my door. Let's go see my daughter. Behind me, my old life with its toxic family dynamics collapsed like a house of cards. But ahead? Nothing but possibility, truth, and the family I chose for myself. She has your eyes, Charlie whispered, cradling my newborn daughter. And definitely your attitude. Did you see the look she gave that pushy nurse? I laughed from my hospital bed, still exhausted but happier than I'd ever been. As long as she has my ability to spot fake people, I'll be happy. My phone buzzed, Athena sending a photo of the morning's newspaper. The headline read, Luxury Venue Settles Lawsuit. Management Team Resigns. Justice served, Charlie nodded approvingly. Speaking of justice, I nodded toward the TV in my room, where a familiar face appeared in a society news segment. Socialite Sophia Clayton announces divorce amid family scandal, the reporter intoned. Sources say her husband cited irreparable damage to family relationships following last month's viral venue incident. Your father finally grew a spine, Charlie mused. After 28 years. I shrugged. Better late than never. A soft knock at the door revealed Rachel and Whitney, carrying flowers and stuffed animals. "We come bearing gifts," Rachel announced. "And gossip. Natasha's moving to Seattle." "Running away?" Charlie asked. "More like forced out. Her new PR firm got wind of everything and rescinded their offer." I adjusted my daughter in my arms. "And Maxwell?" "Last seen interviewing at startups. Turns out your mother's connections were the only thing keeping him at his fancy firm." Another knock. This time it was Paul and Athena. "Hope we're not interrupting." Athena smiled. "We wanted to meet the newest member of the Karma Club." Perfect timing. I gestured them in. "She just woke up." Paul handed me an envelope. "The venue's settlement check. Your share, since you were the first victim." "I told you." "Take it," Athena insisted. "Consider it a college fund for this little warrior." My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. "Congratulations on your daughter. I hope someday you can forgive me." "Dad, are you going to respond?" Charlie asked, reading over my shoulder. "Maybe." I looked at my daughter. "But on my terms this time." "Oh!" Rachel pulled out her phone. "Did you see? The Grand Garden Room is being sold. Apparently they're converting it into a community center." "Funded by the lawsuit settlement," Paul added proudly. "A much better use," I agreed. Athena sat beside me. "Have you decided on a name?" "Truth," I said softly, "because that's what set us all free." "Speaking of truth," Whitney chimed in, "your mother's been calling the gallery, wanting to make amends." "Of course she is." I rolled my eyes, now that she's losing her society status. "I told her we're booked solid." Whitney winked. "With real events for real people." Truth stirred in my arms, her tiny hand gripping my finger. Around me, my chosen family chatted and laughed, sharing stories and plans. No pretense, no manipulation, no carefully crafted images, just genuine love and support. "One more piece of news," Charlie announced. "Maxwell's new girlfriend. Just got engaged to his biggest client." "Now that's karma." Rachel laughed. My phone buzzed again. Aiden. "Natasha asked me to talk to you. I told her to live with her choices, like I'm living with mine. Congratulations on your daughter." "He turned out okay," Charlie observed. "Some people can learn from their mistakes." I agreed. Truth began to fuss, and everyone instinctively moved closer, offering help and advice. This was what family should be. People who show up, who tell the truth, who choose love over appearance. "You know," Athena said thoughtfully, "everything that happened, it wasn't just revenge. It was revolution." "Against what?" Paul asked. "Against fake perfection, against using people, against choosing status over love." I looked at my daughter, then at each face in the room. Friends who became family, strangers who became allies, all brought together by one spectacular act of karmic justice. "To revolution," Charlie raised her coffee cup, "and to truth," I added, kissing my daughter's forehead. Outside my hospital window, the city continued its busy pace. Somewhere out there, my old family was picking up the pieces of their shattered facade. But here, in this room, something real and beautiful had grown from the wreckage. "Ready to go home?" Charlie asked as visiting hours ended. We are home, I smiled, surrounded by genuine love. Right here, right now. This is exactly where we're meant to be. Truth cooed in agreement, and the room filled with laughter, real, unburdened, free. Sometimes the happiest endings don't come from forgiveness or reconciliation, but from finally being brave enough to choose truth over pretense, authenticity over appearance, and real love over perfect lies.